Do you want to make your small house, apartment, or tight room feel more spacious and function better? In today's video, I will share practical, easy, small space design tips that will make any space feel more open, brighter, stylish, and practical. I'll show you exactly how I've put key strategies in place in my own home so you can see real-life examples. Our open plan space, living room, dining, and kitchen may look large on camera, but it's actually not very big. It's long and very narrow, so I've had to be very strategic with my furniture placement, my design choices, and decorating to make it look balanced, stylish, yet more spacious. If you're new here, I'm Dia, an interior designer and home stylist. And on this channel, I share interior design tips and decorating ideas to help you create a home that is both beautiful and practical, no matter what the size. Now let me show you how I made my small open plan home feel bigger using simple strategies that really work. Nothing too fancy, just well thought out. Let's start with color. When a space is small, pay close attention to the color palette to make the space feel light, bright, and peaceful, yet interesting with a few darker pieces for contrast. I stuck to soft, light tones. Think soft whites, taupes, and green. These colors reflect more light and instantly made the spaces feel more open and calm. I kept the walls, ceiling, and trim in similar pale tones to avoid the choppy look, and it really helps everything flow together. To keep things interesting, I did introduce some darker colors here and there for contrast. One thing you need to be intentional about is flooring. I kept it consistent throughout the main area of our home and used similar colored carpet in other rooms. This made such a big difference in how open and connected everything feels. If you want to use rugs, like I did, to define spaces, use them sparingly. I kept them simple and neutral so they don't interrupt the visual flow. In the entryway, even the doormat is a similar color to the floor, so it doesn't stand out too much. Natural light and indoor lighting plans have a huge impact in making the rooms look more spacious. I use lightweight curtains in a tone-on-tone color that blends in with the walls, and I hung them as high as possible to make the ceilings feel higher, giving the illusion of a taller, more spacious space. Where we needed privacy, I installed roller blinds in a similar color to the walls that can be rolled up during the day to allow unobstructed views of the outside and also to maximize natural light. I kept overhead lighting simple with recessed fixtures strategically placed. I personally chose not to install pendant lights over the island because the dining table chandelier is very close to the island and I wanted to avoid cluttering the upper part of the space with too many hanging fixtures. I layered in lighting through lamps, under cabinet lighting, accent lighting, and even uplights, all of which helped to make the space look brighter and bigger. Furniture scale and placement is key in a small space. Because our space is long and narrow, and we needed to keep one side of the room open as a walkway through, I needed to be very strategic with furniture proportion and placement. Size and scale of each piece is key to ensuring the room's flow. So I kept furniture to essentials. For instance, I chose not to add counter stools at the island because the dining table is only about 3.5 feet away. Of course, if you must have stools, then keep them low profile so they can be tucked under the island for a more streamlined effect. I was really intentional with the size and shape of the furniture. I chose an L-shaped sofa that fits the space perfectly. Plenty of seating, but it doesn't overwhelm the room. Notice that the sofa and console have a low profile, which makes the ceilings look taller, further enhancing the feeling of a larger space. Then I added a lightweight round back chair that's easy to move and doesn't block visual lines. The back of the chair is the first thing you see as you enter the space, so it needed to be low and interesting looking. To make the space feel more open, I leaned it towards pieces that are on raised legs, so you can see the floor underneath. And in the seating area, I used a round see-through coffee table that keeps the space feeling light and airy. Because it's transparent, your eye keeps moving right through it, so it anchors the room without making it feel heavy or cramped. Of course, if you don't like the look of glass, then opt for a light-colored wood that carries less visual volume, making a space look more open. Our glass entry table is a good example. It gives us the function near the door without visually crowding the entry. In the dining area, we went with a streamlined, expandable table that seats 4 every day, but stretches to fit 8 when we entertain. Perfect for a narrow space like ours. One thing I always keep in mind is color continuity. I painted adjoining spaces in the same wall color, which makes the home feel larger and more connected. Most of our main furniture pieces are neutral, which lets the eye move easily through the space. I do love a bit of pattern and subtle colors, but I use it intentionally. My favorite color is green, so I repeat this accent color throughout different areas with throw pillows, textiles, and accessories, so your eye travels around the space and other rooms naturally, providing a cohesive and well-balanced style. When it comes to decor and accents, I keep things fairly pared back, but intentional. Mirrors are one of my favorite tricks. I placed one across from the window in the narrow entryway to reflect light and make the space feel wider. A pared back, simple approach makes the space well styled yet not visually overstimulating. Even my artwork is simple in matching frames, so they feel like one unified piece. When working with small spaces, it's important to bring life to the space. I use live and artificial plants to visually separate designated spaces while drawing your eye through the open plan room, which makes the area seem larger but also adds life and interest to the overall look of the home. In a small space, storage is a game changer. So it's always good to have a good balance between enclosed storage and open storage, so you can display your nice looking things out in the open and your not so looking things behind closed doors. I use baskets, benches, boxes to corral items and keep space neat and tidy. To maximize storage, I chose to have chests of drawers and supplementary storage cabinets so I can easily hide everyday necessities out of sight but easily accessible. I also enhanced storage capabilities by installing caddies inside cabinet doors and organized items in baskets or containers to keep shelves looking spacious and neat. I find that once everything has a home, it is easy to keep things tidy, and that alone makes the space feel larger and calmer. It's amazing how a few design shifts, like consistent flooring, maximizing natural light, furniture placement, and proportion, plus how you style a space, can make a huge difference in how a space feels and how large it looks. I hope this gave you some simple and realistic ideas on how to make your home feel more open, more functional, and more pulled together. If a tip stood out to you, or if you're planning to use one of these strategies in your own home, drop me a note in the comments. I'd love to hear how you plan to use these tips and ideas to enhance your space. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you never miss future videos full of interior design tips and styling ideas for everyday homes. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.